Hey growers, it's Petrus Mascal here with Soil Biome Consultancy, and in this episode we're digging into regenerative economics. Why lazy gardeners make the most money. If you are a home gardener or a backyard farmer, I want you to mentally audit your shed right now. Think about the stacks of plastic bags, the water-soluble blue fertilizers, the targeted insect sprays, the weed killers, and the specialized soil pH adjusters. Every single spring, millions of growers pull out their wallets and pay upfront, an upfront task just to make their plants grow. We've been conditioned to view our gardens like little factories. You put $1 of chemical inputs in and you get a tomato out. But what if I told you that commercial agricultural data shows that the most profitable farmers in the world are actually spending the least amount of money? Peer-reviewed research tracks farms across the country, and it's revealed a shocking paradox. When farmers switch to biological regenerative systems, their raw yields sometimes dropped, but their net profits shot up by 78%. Why? Because they stopped buying stuff. They fired their chemical suppliers and hired soil microbes instead. Today, we're translating large-scale agricultural economics into your backyard footprint. We're going to break down how you can cut your gardening expenses down to zero, build unstoppable climate resilience, and let biology do the heavy lifting. The core lesson here: yield versus profit margin. Let's look at the math. In a typical conventional setup, whether it's 1,000 acres cornfield or a 4x8 raised bed, you're trapped on a chemical treadmill. Synthetic nitrogen fertilizers feed the plant directly, completely bypassing soil biology. But synthetic nitrogen is highly volatile. It washes away in the rain or evaporates into the air, which I'm sure you've seen. So you have to buy more. Even worse, those synthetic salts dehydrate and kill beneficial microbes and earthworms. Without those microorganisms to protect the roots, your plants become weak, vulnerable targets to pests and disease. Now you have to buy a bottle of pesticide to save your harvest. You are spending more money every single season just to keep your garden on life support. That isn't a hobby, it's an expensive liability. In contrast, biological systems focus on building soil organic matter. Organizations like the Boston Consulting Group have tracked these transitions and found that healthy biological active soil cut fertilizer needs by 50% and virtually eliminate the need for chemical pesticides. When you stop treating your soil like dirt and start treating it like a living ecosystem, your cost of production drops to zero. A tomato that costs you nothing to grow is infinitely more valuable than a tomato that requires you $20 worth of bottled chemistry. So how do you actually apply these multi-million-dollar farm economics to your backyard plot? You do it in 3 clear actionable steps that you can actually start today, fellow growers. Step 1, institute an absolute spray ban. The very first thing you must do to open up your profit margins is to stop buying anything that ends up in a suffix of "side." No insecticides, no fungicides, no herbicides. When you spray an insecticide to kill an aphid, you also slaughter the ladybugs, the lacewings, and the predatory wasps that were coming to eat those aphids for free. You are paying money to destroy your free natural labor force. Accept minor pest damage as an invitation for predators to move in. Within a couple of seasons, the natural balance restores itself, and your pest control bill drops exactly to, you guessed it, zero. Step 2, transition to total no-till. Every time you crank up the mechanical tiller or violently turn over your garden beds with a spade, you're tearing apart fragile fungal networks called mycorrhizae. These fungi act as an underground intranet, trading water and deep minerals with your plants in exchange for sugars. Tilling basically shatters this infrastructure and exposes beneficial microbes to drying sunlight. Put the tools away, simply lay your organic amendments right on top of the ground and let the earthworms pull them down for you. You save fuel, you save your back, and you preserve the biological infrastructure that feeds your food. Step 3, capitalize on living roots and free biomass. Never leave your garden soil naked. Bare soil is a biological desert. When your main summer crops are harvested immediately sow a diverse cover crop mix like cloverfield peas or daikon radishes, the roots of these plants pump carbon sugars into the soil, keeping your biological workforce fed through the winter months, instead of buying expensive bags of composted manure every spring. Use what is already free around you as well, fallen leaves and wood chips. It's a long game ROI, return on investment. According to the data, transitioning a farm to biological systems takes about 3-year adjustment. In year 1 and 2, your garden might look a little wild and your fields might fluctuate as microbial community rebuilds itself from past damage. But by year 3 and 4, the biological engine kicks into high gear. Your soil organic matter rises. Your garden transforms into a sponge that retains water beautifully, protecting your crops from blistering summer heat waves. Your plants become naturally pest resistant because their nutrient profiles are perfectly optimized. And I've seen this. Regenerative gardening is not about abandoning science to grow a messy backyard. It's about understanding the ultimate financial rules of nature. Biology is always cheaper than chemistry. Stop spending money trying to dominate your garden and start pocketing the savings by working alongside it. Thanks for listening. Go turn off your tillers, put down the spray bottles, and let your soil get to work. When the soil thrives, everything else follows.